to Saurabh because he's a content creator. You're a content identifier, if I can call you that. Saurabh, ये बताइए कि is being a content creator better than a 9 to 5 job? Let me ask you why. Why I'm asking you that question, right? Many of the people we hire, and let me tell you that our newsroom, the average age of our newsroom these days is anywhere between 23 and 25. It's getting younger and younger and younger, right? And most of the people who come into our newsrooms, first as interns and then they join us as trainee reporters and then reporters. What happens over time is, they start comparing. It's a very bad practice, but it happens all the time. People compare salaries, right? And then the first thing they do is, they ask you, sometimes they ask me a question like, sir, is it better to make reels and make money? I can make more money off the internet than work in a newsroom, right? I've seen that question being thrown at us many times, Saurabh. So is it better than a 9 to 5 job?
If you're asking, for me, yes. Because honestly, I can't do a 9 to 5 job. ये मुझे अभी realize हुआ है because I'm doing. So being a content creator is not a 9 to 5 job, but it can be a 24-hour job also.
Yeah.
ऐसा है कि someday I'm working on a Sunday and doing nothing, sleeping on a Monday. हाँ. क्योंकि we are our own boss basically. हम ही decide कर रहे हैं कि भाई हमको क्या करना है, how are we going to do this, किसी के अंडर नहीं काम कर रहे हम लोग. So that's a big plus for us कि we don't have to be stressed and all. होता है stress तो होता है, वो content का होता है, but ऐसा नहीं कि रोज उठ के जाना है, मेरे को 9 बजे पहुंचना है, कहीं नहीं पहुंचना है, उठना है बस मेरे को टाइम पे और बस content बनाना है. So yeah, people compare because this is a creative field. अभी कभी मुझे भी ऐसा लगता है कि भाई अगर यही करना था तो भाई इतनी पढ़ाई क्यों की, ऐसा लग रहा है भाई जितनी पढ़ाई की उतनी वेस्ट हो रही है, क्योंकि यही करना था मेरे को. ये मुझे काफ़ी लेट रियलाइज हुआ, लेकिन तब तक तो हो गई थी आधी पढ़ाई मेरी, तो छोड़ नहीं पाया मैं ऑब्वियसली. तो फॉर मी 9 to 5 तो मैं कर नहीं पाऊँगा, और ये मेरा पैशन है, तो इसमें मेरे को आई कैन डू दिस 24 hours ऑनेस्टली. मैं ये कर पाऊँगा, इसमें मैं इतना टायर्ड फील नहीं करूँगा. मेरे को ये प्रेशर नहीं होगा कि यार मेरे को वो होता है यार कल भी करना है, आज भी करना है, कल काम पे जाना है. आई डोंट थिंक सो. ये फील्ड में मुझे तो ये कभी नहीं लगेगा. सो फॉर मी 9 to 5 इज this making reels and creation content is way better than a 9 to 5 job.
I'm going to ask you more details. कितना पैसे बनाते हैं मैं बाद में पूछता हूँ. Let me get to that later.
Yes.
Okay, Vishi, how do you filter the most talented content creators across India? Because I can tell you, sitting here and knowing how we all function in India, there are over 500 million content creators. Correct. Everybody who has a phone is today a content creator, right?
Correct.
So how do you identify the most talented ones?
See, so we started 10 years back, right? Now it's been almost we were the first one who created a lot of talent through content, right? So us, TVF, and a lot of those basically companies who are core content creators, we call ourselves also content creators before the whole influencer bit and the creators bit popped out, right? So a lot of talent, they look merit in coming to us and working with us because we have a platform that can make you or amplify your followers and make you a content creator. Easier for us to identify because they also reach out to us and work with us. Yeah.
Right. Saurabh, what is your approach to, let's say, generate creative content? When you wake up, how do you know this is the kind of reel I'm going to make? ये video बनाना है आज. What is my subject? How do you go about it? How do you hit that thought?
So honestly, I have 500 topics which I have already written down. So basically what I do is I observe things.
You wrote these topics down when you started?
Right, yeah, since forever.
And then you just think that, okay, these are the topics I'm going to go off.
So whatever I observe, मैं कुछ अगर देखता हूँ तो बस ये नोट डाउन कर लेता हूँ कि हाँ भाई कभी तो इस पे कुछ मैं बना दूंगा रील, कभी तो इस पे कंटेंट बनाऊंगा मैं. बट ऐसे बहुत सारे जो मैंने 4-5 साल पहले लिख के रखे, लेकिन अब तक कुछ, क्योंकि बस वो आइडिया आया मुझे कि हाँ भाई इस पे कुछ कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन क्या करना है ये अभी तक मेरे को उस पर इफ़ आई सिट डाउन एंड टू राइट देन आई थिंक. सो मेरा प्रोसेस वही होता है कि जो भी मैं नोट डाउन करता हूँ, सडनली मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि चल आज इसमें से कुछ तो बनाता हूँ. आई टेक 3-4 टॉपिक्स आउट और इसमें से आई स्टार्ट राइटिंग वो टॉपिक पे कि हाँ चल इस पे आज कुछ बनाते हैं अपन. वरना ट्रेंडिंग अगर कुछ होगा इंस्टाग्राम पे जैसे चलते ही रहता है, कुछ ना कुछ तो आते ही रहता है नया नया. तो उठ के पहले वो देखने का कि हाँ भाई ट्रेंडिंग क्या है, तो उस पर कुछ सोचते कि लेट्स नॉट फॉलो द ट्रेंड बट कुछ अलग करते. ट्रेंड ही करना है बट कुछ अपने अलग वे में करना है कि सो दैट लोगों को वो पसंद आए, नॉट जस्ट फॉलोइंग द ट्रेंड यू नो. तो मेरा प्रोसेस वही रहता है कि यार जो भी एक तो मैं ऑब्जर्व करता हूँ एकदम लाइक एवरी स्मॉल सिचुएशन जो भी होती है, इसलिए लोगों को रिलेटेबल भी लगता है. क्योंकि अगर ये मेरे साथ हुआ है तो ऑब्वियसली और 10 लोग के साथ भी ये चीज़ हुई होगी. कोई भी चीज़ छोटी चीज़ होती है तो वो मैं उस पर ही मोस्टली कंटेंट बनाता हूँ. दैट्स माय होल प्रोसेस यू कैन से.
You spoke about trending. ये हमारे साथ it just happened to us because after Republic TV, Republic Bharat, Republic Bangla, and we recently launched Republic Kannada. And I sit in Bangalore and I work with the team there. Something happened recently. Okay, this is an anecdote. An actor called Darshan. You must have heard the story. Darshan is an actor who got arrested for murder. He's the most followed actor in Karnataka. He got arrested for murder, along with another female who's also an artist, right? So there's a sequence where somebody known to Darshan is walking to jail to see him in jail. And they look at all the reporters and they ask our reporter in Kannada, Madak bere kelsa ilva, which means, don't you guys have anything to do to the media, right? And that really riled up, all of us journalists. And there's a moment where our primetime anchor, his name is Jayaprakash Shetty. And Jayaprakash Shetty says, and then he repeats, he says, you think we don't have any other work? Come to the shed. When he said come to the shed, he meant where the murder took place.
Oh.
And then he said something like that, which became so viral. In the last 2 weeks, if you go to Instagram and just search for shed reels, at least 10 crore views of reels that have been made using that one comment and that layer of music. So it's fantastic how things can just go viral because of one moment or one trending subject, right? And then brings me to that subject of, how do you keep a tab on sensitivity? If I can ask Saurabh and then I'll come to you, Shetty. How do you keep a tab on sensitivity of the content you create? Because kai baar controversy ho jata hai. Do you stay away from political subjects? So how do you decide what works?
So yeah, obviously there's a thin line, very thin line. और मैंने मतलब आज तक सेंसिटिव टॉपिक्स पे इतने वीडियोस बनाए नहीं कभी. पॉलिटिक्स ऑब्वियसली कुछ ऐसे टॉपिक्स है जिससे दूर रहना ही बेटर होता है क्योंकि वो काफ़ी
ज़्यादा लाइक्स मिलता है कि नहीं?
मिलता है बट यू नेवर नो वो कि कैसे वापस तुम पे आ जाए.
तो न्यूज़ में है, हम ऐसे टाइप कंटेंट क्रिएटर देखते हैं कि रोज़ न्यूज़ में रहना है, हम कंट्रोवर्शियल सब्जेक्ट्स ही उठा लेंगे, रिलीजन ही उठा लेंगे.
नो बिकॉज
लोग होते हैं.
हाँ होते नो डाउट. बिकॉज आई एम अ कॉमेडी कंटेंट क्रिएटर. नाउ आई नो कि मैं 2-3 बार पहले ऐसे हुआ है कि मैंने मस्ती में बना दिया इस पे, बट देन बैकलैश बहुत आया उसकी वजह से. बिकॉज देन आई रियलाइज कि या मे बी समवेयर आई वॉज रॉन्ग बिकॉज आई वॉज किसी का तो सेंटिमेंट मैंने किसी वे में हर्ट किया है. भले इट वॉज मस्ती, इट वॉज अ जोक, एनीथिंग कुछ भी हो, बट कोई ना कोई हर्ट होता है. सो नॉर्मल से नॉर्मल आजकल कुछ भी चीज़ पे लोग ऑफेंड हो जाते हैं और 2 ओपिनियंस हो जाते हैं.
Vishy, I don't know where India compares when you look at the kind of content that is uploaded on the social media. It'll be very interesting to get that statistic. But I'm sure when you look at the number of Indians who are creating content, I'm sure we're right up there.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe with the Chinese, I don't know where the Chinese figure, but I'm sure we are right up there, right?
Yeah.
And they say that the mission of Pocket Aces is to become a global culture creator. Can you explain what it means and how you're doing it?
See, we talk about culture creator, right? So it starts from content, right? Whether our talents are putting it out or we are putting it out. We want to create an impact in the society in a positive way. That's basically our core. Now, how do we do it? We do it by people watching our content and smiling when he's sad. That's also basically something that we want to reach out to our audience and make them feel better. We have our creators basically who talk positive and like how Saurabh just mentioned, right? How you have to be very, very crucial about what content you're putting out and you're not getting a lot of haters, but be right there and basically talk positive always. So that's largely what we do in terms of what the audience is watching and how do you make progressive content, right?
Yeah.
That's where basically our core lies, and that's what we also when
but there's also an industry, that gets activated during elections when there is a campaign.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you do? Do you? I
Yeah,
mean,
of course.
How big is that industry? I'm just curious. How big is that industry? How much money is at stake?
So, see, it's a choice that we have consciously taken to stay away from it. While
But it's a big market, right?
yeah, of course, it's a big market. But see, consciously, we don't want to get into that market. Is what we very, very clear. So we want to be.
Now, I'm trying to understand how deep this market is and how much money they make off political parties. I'm just curious as a journalist.
Yeah, I don't want to comment on it, frankly. Yeah. So the conscious choice is to stay away from it, frankly. So we don't want to like be neutral. Talk about good things that are happening in the country. Spread basically good awareness about like a lot of things. We do talk about depression. We do talk about mental health. A lot of those stuff, right? Across platform. During COVID, there are a lot of like jobs at stake. Content was not being created. We made sure that working from home also, we created content and we put it out there on our platform. So yeah, that's how like things work at Pocket Aces, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about.
So I'm coming to the interesting question that I wanted to ask. So we see a lot of youngsters getting into content creation industry nowadays. I mean, this real menace is so insane. I mean, there are stories that we do every day. I mean, last night, I left Bengaluru last night, and when I was discussing the news list, reels come up on the news list because someone has lost their life trying to do something silly, and they're crossing boundaries, right? And then I mean, you have extremes when it comes to the content creation. Many people are doing it, of course, to get that quick buck, quick recognition,
Correct.
like lots of followers. How many of them actually succeed in making money?
Yeah. So see, while like also Saurabh said, right, and also the founder who was here before the panel, he said even starting a business is about making money.
Yeah.
So everything is about making money.
Yeah.
Frankly, 9 to 5 job is also about making money. So everything is that. I would say it's not an easy job, right? 9 to 5, it looks like greener on the other side when you say कि अरे मैं भी creator बन जाता हूँ. It's like it's a difficult job altogether. Not everyone succeeds, right? The hard work that Saurabh would have put when he started like creating his own channel and the day he became famous was a long journey for him, right? To be smart, what do you want to do? Of course, you start your journey by being a creator because the barrier is, there is zero barrier to become a creator, right? Today you have a phone, you can start uploading, shooting, there is zero barrier. So for everyone, the start is that, and then you should have to pivot to where you see your success lies and make money.
Saurabh, when did your content start making money for you? How many months or years did it take for you?
So I started making content in 2016 when I was 16. So पहले 4 साल तो मैंने 1 रुपया कमाया नहीं. In fact, I was investing मम्मी से पैसे लेके, डैड से पैसे लेके इन कैमरा और फोन और माइक ये सब स्टफ में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा था. तो पहले 4 साल तो 1 पैसा भी नहीं कमाया.
Till 2020.
Till 2020. Even 2020 के दिसंबर में जाके I got my first you can say brand deal. जब मेरे कुछ 60-70 के फॉलोअर्स तक मैं पहुंच गया था, तब जाके मुझे एक पहला ब्रांड मिला. एंड आई डिडंट नो कि इसमें कैसे होता है, हाउ डज इट वर्क, कितने पैसे मिलते हैं. लाइक मेरे को आके ब्रांड बोला कि भाई ये प्रमोट करना है और कितने चार्ज करोगे. मुझे पता नहीं था, तो मुझे जितना पॉकेट मनी था उतना प्राइस में बोल दिया. और वो खुद सामने से वो अच्छा था, इसलिए वो बोला भाई तेरे इतने फॉलोअर्स है, यू कैन चार्ज मोर. तो मैं बोला अरे थैंक यू भाई.
And how much was that?
सो मैं तो ऐसे ही मैं बोल दिया, क्योंकि मेरे कुछ थे तभी 50-60 के. तो मैं बोला कि 4000 दे दो चलेगा. तो क्योंकि मुझे आइडिया ही नहीं था, तो बोला कि 4 नहीं भाई, तेरे बहुत फॉलोअर्स है. तो उसने मेरे को बोला 20. तो मैं बोला एक रील डालनी है ना 15 सेकंड की, तो तभी 15 सेकंड्स के रील्स थे. तो बोला कि हाँ, तो उसके 20 में फिर भी मैं कंफर्म किया कि वे 20. हाँ 20 में बोला ओके ठीक है, 20 तो 20. फिर मैं घर पे मम्मी को बोला कि मम्मी एक वीडियो डालने के मेरे को 20,000 मिल रहे. तो मम्मी बोली
This was in 2020.
was in 2020.
My God, हाँ.
जब भी मेरे वही बोला 50-60 के फॉलोअर्स थे. एक्चुअली बाद में मुझे पता चला कि 20 के वाज आल्सो लेस फॉर दैट.
मैं बर्निंग क्वेश्चन पूछूं?
हाँ.
आप कितना बनाते हो monthly? No, it's okay. I mean, because it's about content creation. I'm sure a lot of young people want to know what's the scope? कितना बना सकते हैं?
मैं बोलूँगा अगर एक क्रिएटर के 100 के भी फॉलोअर्स है, तो वो बंदा महीने के नहीं बोल के आराम से 2-3 लाख तो कमा
2-3
लेगा।
lakh?
2 लाख तो कमा ही
With
लेगा।
100K followers?
With 100K
And how many followers do you have?
I have 2 million.
2 million?
Yeah. तो ऐसा कैलकुलेशन मत लगा।
simple
नहीं,
math.
नहीं, इतना
See,
इतना
also-
सिंपल मैथ्स नहीं है।
Also, you are not looking at the struggle that he had to reach to
Yeah, I
60K followers.
It's worth it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But for 4 years, he was at it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy as it looks.
Do you manage him?
Yeah, we manage
Let
him.
him speak, no? You're jumping in.
बट इट्स नॉट दैट सिंपल। मतलब ऐसे मैं बस बोला एग्जांपल के लिए कि इतना इतना मिल सकता है, बट सम कुछ महीने ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ पर ओके आई एम अर्निंग टू मच, कुछ महीने ड्राई भी जाते हैं। तो अभी कंपटीशन बहुत हो गया क्रिएटर्स में, बट है पैसे तो है यार ये फील्ड में। इफ यू आर डूइंग गुड, इफ योर कंटेंट इज गुड, इफ यू आर गुड फॉलोअर्स, एंगेजमेंट, व्यूज सब है, तो पैसे तो है भाई।
हमारे दर्शकों को ये भी बताइए कि आप ऐसा एक वीडियो बनाया है। टेल अस अबाउट वन स्पेशल वीडियो दैट यू मेड व्हिच गॉट मैक्सिमम ट्रैक्शन एंड व्हाई इट गॉट ट्रैक्शन।
Yeah, so there's one video which made me kind of famous तभी। It was in same 2020 के एंड में ही था, दिसंबर में। So तभी I
ये
just
कोविड टाइम पे था।
कोविड टाइम का जब लॉकडाउन खुल गया था, जस्ट फर्स्ट वेव हो गया था, और तभी मैंने जस्ट 100K फॉलोअर्स हिट किए थे और मैंने ऐसे वीडियो बनाया था लाइक हाउ रिच पीपल वेक अप, लाइक ऐसा एक वीडियो था जिसमें ना मतलब यू नो मूवीज में दिखाते कि एक टेबल है जिसमें ब्रेड वेड रखा है, जैम रखा है और एक ऑरेंज जूस का ग्लास होता है। तो वो लोग कोई ऑरेंज जूस को टच भी नहीं, कोई नहीं पी रहा है, कोई ऑरेंज जूस पी रहा ही नहीं है। तो मैंने ऐसा वीडियो बनाया था कि यार कोई एक एकदम रिच आदमी है, उसका हाउस हेल्प उसको आके बार बार ऑरेंज जूस दे रहा है, वो एक सिप लेके रख देता है। ऑरेंज जूस को मतलब भाव ही नहीं दे रहे, मूवी में भी दिखाते, सीरियल में भी देखते कि ऑरेंज जूस होता है लेकिन पी रहा कोई है नहीं। तो मैंने ऐसे वीडियो बनाया था क्या वो रिच पीपल वेकअप। तो उसमें ना जो हाउस हेल्प है ना, वो आके मतलब वो जो रिच मैन है उसको आके बार बार एक एक्सेंट में ऐसे बोलता है सस ऑरेंज जूस, सस ऑरेंज जूस। तो ऐसे आके वो बोलता है ना, वो मैंने रैंडमली बनाया था। इट वाज अ वेरी रैंडम वीडियो, पर लोगों ने वो इतना, ऑडियंस ने, मेरे फॉलोअर्स ने इतना उसको पिक किया कि लोग मुझे ही ऐसे बोलने लगे, हर वीडियो में कमेंट करते थे ऑरेंज जूस बोलना भाई, ये वीडियो में भी ऑरेंज जूस बोल तेरे। और आज तक वो उस चीज को भी 4 साल हो गए, आज तक उसको लोगों के दिमाग में है और लोग मुझे देखते तो बोलते ही है, इफ दे फॉलो मी, इफ दे नो मी, कि भाई ऑरेंज जूस बोल के बता। एंड वो नाम के ऊपर हमारा अभी ग्रुप भी है, लाइक हम साथ में 6 लोग कंटेंट बनाते हैं जिसका नाम ही अभी ऑरेंज जूस गैंग है, क्योंकि वो लोगों ने ही रख दिया। ईच एंड एवरी फॉलोअर नोज दैट ऑरेंज जूस थिंग, एंड बस वो मेरा एक यही बन गया, मुझे लगता है आईपी बन गया एक मेरा।
So I mean, speaking about trending topics, what kind of subjects are trending currently, in the market, and do these trends change?
So of course, the creators are like the ones who latch on to trends immediately, then a publication or like a channel like us, right? So so what I see, it's a full circle, right? So what started earlier? So if you see, of course, you guys do like Vox Pop. Now
Vox Pop,
it's become like the thing where
No, but
everyone-
it's really
yeah,
popular.
Yeah, it's really popular,
social
right?
media it is,
Correct,
yeah.
correct. Now you guys have been doing this like for ages.
Because
and
we can't.
Of course,
experiment too much.
I'm just giving you an analogy. Yeah, but that's what, right? So a lot of non-fiction series, right, is again coming up. Fiction, a lot of people have seen. So reality format, which largely is on TV, we haven't seen like a bigger IP on social media, right? You'll see it on OTT platforms or on TV, where a lot of people like look onto it. But that's how. So it keeps changing. Vox Pop is something which has come back. Of course, Reel, there are like trending topics, which largely, what my theory is, it comes from TikTok International and then it like gets full blown away in India. So so that's how it is. Long format is coming back. So a lot of your web series which people used to watch.
Is that a requirement now, long format, because you want it's a requirement, right?
So see, it's not.
Because platforms want you to engage them for a longer
See, we
period.
also have an OTT business where basically a lot of our shows like Ghar Vapsi, little things have gone on Netflix and stuff like that. So that's another business. But in the whole consolidation bit, that business has also gone down. But from an audience perspective, on YouTube, a lot of people are watching Reels for sure. But they also want to watch a little longer format content, like a web series or so. So demand for that is also coming up, which in between, because of the whole spike of influencers, had like taken a back seat, but now people want to watch that also. So these are the formats that keep coming up.
What's your advice, Vishy, to the youth who get influenced by this glamour?
So see, I think there is a fine line to like how do you want to be perceived in the audience that follows you, right? Eventually, the end objective is somebody should follow me, right? So I think sometimes there is this desperate attempt of like crossing that fine line and doing something extra just to get followers. I think that's the core of it, right? And as a creator, everyone should be very cognizant of the fact, right? Like there are people who are following you. If you are a big influencer and doing like crossing the line, it becomes a little difficult, right? For the audience who's watching you. And of course, there are like a lot of norms, guidelines now which are coming into place when it comes to creating content, putting out there. What are you and I'm assuming there will be a lot more regulatory bodies who will be getting involved in the content that is being put out, right? So I feel don't cross the line. Do what you do best, and try to appeal to a niche audience who wants to follow you, and don't get swayed away by what the influencer is doing to the normal youth, right? They are trying to get new users on their platform, so they are trying their best. But from a like how Saurabh said, it is the content creator's job to be mindful of what content he's putting out there, and in a way it will influence them. So there's a fine line that nobody should cross.
Okay, my last question, and I'll ask the question to both of you. What is the future of mobile content creation, let's say in the next 5 years, right? How big is this industry? Just to give the students, the viewers an idea of how big this content creation / influencer industry is.
So I'll tell you, in terms of number, today, it's 25,000 crore.
25,000 crore?
From a revenue point of view, right? It's that big a business right now.
I can tell you it's much bigger than the TV advertising business.
100%. Because there are n number of influencers, right? Yeah. Every region, everywhere. That's what the estimate is. Like that we will reach, this industry will reach, like to that number. So that how big it is, right? And for a lot of consumer first brands, influencer have now become a go-to vertical in their basically media plan, right? Yes. So earlier they used to, and even today, basically a lot of ads go on news and GEC and stuff like that. From a digital budget perspective, it's mandated. Now I feel everyone does, even if it is a small 5 lakh budget or a 10 crore project, everyone want to do influencers. And it's very niche. Even if you are at home, you're watching something else. Your wife will be watching something else. Your kids will be watching something else.
Saurabh, 5 saal mein, where do you see yourself? What next after becoming 2 million followers? What's the limit? I mean, do you have like a career goal? इसके बाद retirement?
नहीं, ये फील्ड में वही है कि रिटायरमेंट का कुछ सीन ही नहीं है इसमें. बिकॉज you are 25 right now, I can still create content. If I'm 60, I can still create content. Because content बनाने का कुछ age है ही नहीं. But yes, this is just going to get bigger. क्योंकि अभी इतना बड़ा है, ये 25,000 crore तो नहीं पता था मेरे को. मैं तो 20,000 दिमाग में रख के आया था कब से. But yeah, this is like a big industry now. और इतने लोग हैं और बढ़ने ही वाले, ये कम नहीं होने वाले. Because everyone is ये प्लेटफॉर्म भी सबको इतना हेल्प कर रहा है, सपोर्ट कर रहा है कि अगर आप में टैलेंट है, आपका कंटेंट अच्छा है, कोई भी कंटेंट हो, कुछ भी हो, इट इज़ गोइंग टू, एक टाइम लगेगा लेकिन वो आगे जाएगा ही. मतलब यू आर गोइंग टू ग्रो इवेंचुअली. और ये बड़ा होने ही वाला इंडस्ट्री. एंड 5 साल में, लाइक इफ यू आर आस्किंग मी, माई टारगेट गोल, फॉलोअर्स का तो कुछ ऐसा गोल नहीं है कि भाई जितने आए वो कम ही है. मतलब ऐसे देखने जाए तो 2 मिलियन हो, 4 मिलियन हो, जितना भी हो. बट या माई टारगेट गोल वॉज टू डू अ मूवी. वो भी हो गया, मैंने वो भी कर ली. तो ऐसा अभी टारगेट गोल है नहीं, अभी वो सेट करना है मेरे को कि अभी और क्या करना है. बिकॉज यू हैव टू एक्सपांड. अभी रील्स तो चलेगा बट बस फॉर्मेट अलग, जैसे लॉन्गर फॉर्मेट भी लोगों को चाहिए, लेकिन आजकल बहुत कम लोग बना रहे. वेब सीरीज तो बन रहे, बट यूट्यूब पे भी आजकल व्लॉग्स ही चल रहे हैं या कुछ ऐसे ही बना रहे. बट क्राउड है, ऑडियंस है, दे आर रेडी टू वॉच. बट येस, जस्ट हैव टू एक्सपांड नाउ. अभी रील्स भी कर रहे तो एक लॉन्गर फॉर्मेट यूट्यूब पे भी चले जाए, और बस एक्सपांड करने की बात है अभी.
Okay. Fantastic session. I had fun interacting with the both of you.
Same here.
Okay, can we get a round of applause for Saurabh and Vishi, please? Thank you.